Hey guys, Scott with Flip and Customize, and today we're getting ready to start a very special project. Um, so we're going to a car show this Saturday. It's Hot Rods and Heroes, well, although the time this YouTube video airs, it'll probably be after that. But anyway, it's a special car show, and it's all about the veterans and how much we appreciate our veterans today and how thankful we are for them. So I know you guys have all seen the battlefield cross with the military weapon and the boots and the helmet on there. So what we're gonna do on the Rat Rod Shop Truck to pay our respects to the veterans for the show is we're gonna make a silhouette of the gun that's gonna be a flag holder. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you know our shop truck, it's dark. I'd show you, but I'll show you when we finish the video. It's going to hang off our wrecker boom. It's going to come out off a piece of rebar, and the rebar is going to be bent into a silhouette similar to a gun, facing down, which is also going to be a flag holder right here. So it should be pretty cool. Here's our rebar. We got our torch. We're gonna get it going and start bending this thing up and see what we can do. Kind of freehand style. I got this for inspiration, but let's get bending. All right, we got a jig set up holding our. This is 3/8 rebar actually, and what we're gonna do is the gun is gonna actually be sitting coming off the boom of the wrecker, like so, like that. So if you think of it this way, it's coming off the boom of the wrecker 2 feet because the flag's gonna hang here. And we're going to do a 90 here right away, which is basically going to be this bend right here. So I'm going to start with this, and then we'll start working it up around the rest of it. Here we go. And it's hitting the lift. So I want a tight bend. So I'm keeping the heat tight to one area. And we can tweak it up and down as I see fit. Move it a little more. And a little more. There. That looks pretty good. Alright, let me mark out the next bend. Yep. And we will clamp it down again and bend it again. So now we're going to get a slight contour there. So what I'll do is running down the rebar. It'll make more sense as we go. I'll measure that straight section, and then we're going to kind of turn it up to a slight angle right here. So let me measure that out, and we'll mark it so we can bend the next one. Guys, it's not perfect, but it isn't bad. It's coming out. You're starting to see it take shape up the backside here. And I'll put a picture in the video as well. It's not specifically this weapon that I'm modeling after. It's more the traditional M16, but that's okay. But it works for proportion wise anyway. So we're down here on towards the grip on the barrel now. That's why it has a taper. And then we're gonna take another little jet in and then straight for the actual end of the gun. And then we're gonna start coming up the other way where all your handles and clip go. So we're getting there. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We got some shape to it now. I'll have to square it up after, because you obviously don't want the barrel of the gun a little curved. But I'm attempting to make the clip now. So what I'm going to do is heat this and kind of curl it out a little bit as I go. Let me see if I can't do a time lapse of it, and just so you can actually watch it. Put an arc to where the clip goes. It actually didn't come out too bad. And now we're going to form the handle. So we're getting there. All right, we got the basic shape. I've got to flatten it out some more. I'm going to lay it down on the table here and square things up. and tweak them around with a torch, but that's the basic shape. So we'll put the trigger guard here, and the sight here, and the sight here, and a few tack welds, and this thing is gonna be sweet. Yeah, it's not too bad, and a 3/8 rebar is actually not bad at all to work with. You can do it without even torching it, but to get some sharp bends, it works good to set it up on the jig table. All right, there she be. It is all silhouetted out, and I'm gonna do is throw a little bit of some tack welds in here just to give this thing some rigidity, and then we're gonna trim the tail here and tack weld that, and then I'm gonna come off of this because this ended up being a little taller than I wanted it to. So we're gonna come off of this at like a 45, and then straight in with a flag will hang here off the boom because this is just too tall to go right straight across like I thought I was gonna. But that's okay. And we'll come down like this, and then over. It's probably gonna come up a little short. That's all right though. We'll put a some more rebar on there, and keep moving on. It's coming out good. I'll have to tweak it and straighten it out once I get the unit itself tacked in, welded in. We'll put a little brace across here, tack weld that, and then the sight on the top as well. So she's coming together. Okay, update. I went ahead and cut a few pieces. What we did is we cut the handle and or sight for the top. The crossbar with the trigger is going to go in. I bent the back a little bit for where the flag's going to hang off. We're going to add a little bit to that, a couple inches. And then that's the front sight on the floor there. It's so hot I don't want to grab it and burn myself, but it's going to go right here. And then we're going to come up with something for the trigger. Maybe some silhouetted bullets in here. Maybe some barbed wire. Maybe wrap the barrel. And that is it. This thing can be bare bones silhouette. And like I said, we're going to have some dog tags hanging off this thing. It is going to look good. So we're getting there. All right, there we go. We got the rear sight and handle and the front sight welded on there, as well as the little trigger. And like I said, I don't want to go too fancy and lose the silhouette and the simpleness and take away from the flag. But inspired by Marston Motorsports and something he did or had done or whatever, putting some simulated bullets in the clip. So we'll tack weld those in there as well. Some extra bolts we had lying around from an LS engine. And let's get them things tacked in there because that looks pretty cool. All right, we got the gun all silhouetted out and welded up, and we got our bolts in here out of the engine and the bracket for our flag that's going to hang on there. And then just thought of this is I got some old copper wire laying around. Like I said, I don't want to get too fancy, but I think I'm gonna put a layer on the muzzle of the gun right here, just to jazz it up a little bit because the rust and the patina on it, it all kind of flows together. And I'm gonna hit this thing with some salt and vinegar anyway after and wet it so it actually rusts more. So I'll show you that as well. All right, I know I'm not gonna get too fancy, but we got our copper on the ends here. That looks pretty sweet. It'd be down by the deck of the truck too, like the barrel of the gun stuck in the ground. But then I also have this barbed wire that I got off like a 55 Ford truck that we had picked up. And it's all rusty and it's barbed wire. It's almost perfect. I'm gonna lightly wrap the main body of the gun in this and see how it looks. I'm thinking, just because of the patina and everything on this thing, it's hard to work with. It hurts too. But we'll tack weld it here and we'll lightly wrap it around and see how it looks. I'm digging it. All right, I got it wrapped up with some barbed wire here. You can kind of see what it looks like. It's going to take on a completely different look when it's on the truck itself with the flag holding on it. But just to kind of give you an idea in the silhouette we're talking about. And then where that's going to slide into on the wrecker boom of the truck is literally a Chevy 350 piston pin. So that's perfect for a holder, but I got to put an angle in it. So I'm going to cut it right here. And we're going to tack weld this on the wrecker boom of the truck. So then we can just put it in and out and remove this thing as we want to get this cut out, and then we'll tack it on the truck. All right, we're ready for some salt water is what I call it. It's actually salt water and vinegar type solution. And I just literally spray it on like raw steel, and it kind of helps speed the patina process. And that's just from where like we heated it up where it's not rusty anymore. Just to kind of throw a quick, I don't know, speed the process up a little bit with the rust. So I'm literally just gonna hang it, soak it down, and we're gonna let this thing sit overnight. And then tomorrow we'll come back out. We'll weld up our, I got that all cut up. It's the piston rod, not the piston rod, the piston pin. We're gonna weld up on the wrecker boom. Get this thing set up in place, the flag on it, and in jewelry and metals, my son made some pretty badass dog tags, and those are gonna hang on it as well. So we'll get this thing wrapped up in the morning, put some linseed oil on the truck, and get it ready for the show. Big Veterans Day car show on Saturday. Pretty excited. I think this is pretty cool. All right. So unfortunately, it rained last night, which sucks because we're getting this truck ready and cleaned up. Yeah, I know, patina shop truck for the show tomorrow. But is what it is. That sign holder is gonna go someplace in here, and the gun's going straight down to the deck, with the flag holding right there. So just to kind of give you an idea what we're gonna do now, since I got that piston pin all trimmed up, I'm gonna back this thing in the shop so I can get it with the welder a little better, so we can get this thing welded up, and then you'll have a good visual reference of what this will look like. So let's get her in the shop. All right, that gives you a better idea as to how it's gonna be sitting on the truck. And it just slides into that piston pin right there, welded on the boom. And our flag holds right here, and our dog tags are right here. This is gonna be pretty cool for the Veterans Show tomorrow. All right, guys, better late than never. We're actually at the show now, and I'm gonna show you the finished product. Remember how we sprayed that with the vinegar salt water? See how it rusted up nicely? And even that bright copper we had on there, patinaed it right up there, so it actually came out real cool. And those are the dog tags that my son made. Also a very nice addition. So, pretty simple salute, and a thank you to the military. And we just want to say a big thank you on our video to all the veterans. And I hope you liked it. Watch. Give us a subscribe and a like. Thanks, guys.